of the NASCAR race for the championship. This is the Discover Card Countdown to Green as we get ready to go racing.
It's just past high noon in the wild, wild west. Time for a showdown between two Winston Cup veterans. And this duel in the desert could decide the Winston Cup Championship, capping a season of excitement where we have seen the stars of the sport shine like the Arizona sun. They have all raced. Many have challenged. A few have won. But in the chase for the Winston Cup Championship, just two are left. Never have the stars of the sport shined more brightly than they have this season. A season that started with surprise.
It's going to be Ward Burton.
Has sparkled with promise.
Way to go, boys!
Passion.
Into the winless streak.
And pride. We have learned there is no age limit on winning. The young want it. The not-so-young want it more. These are the competitors that put the purpose in competing and make the ultimate prize worth capturing.
Johnny Benson is a NASCAR Winston Cup winner.
The Winston Cup is more than a trophy. It is a tribute to the commitment, sacrifice, dedication, and desire that is required to hoist it.
Tony Stewart in his third win of the season.
Two men.
Again in the championship.
Two races. One mission. Victory lane awaits. So does the trophy. And now is the time to honor the stars of the series. The men for whom we cheer. The men who face the challenge. The men who add valor to victory. And make the winner a champion. NBC Sports welcomes you to Phoenix as Home Depot presents the NASCAR Winston Cup Series. A warm, sunny, breezy day in the desert, temperature climbing to 76 degrees. And things should really heat up later this afternoon on the track. Hi everybody, welcome to Phoenix. I'm Bill Weber. 2 races to go, and the math right now is very easy. If Tony Stewart leaves here with a 185-point lead in the championship standings, he is the new Winston Cup champion. He currently has a 112-point edge over Mark Martin. If Stewart gains 73 points on Martin today, Tony takes the title. Right now, Stewart is standing by with Matt Yoko.
And Bill, the scenario is very simple. The challenge big to clinch the title today. Stewart has to win with Mark Martin finishing 26th or worse. You start 16th on the grid. How is that race car today?
Well, I think it'll be better than it was yesterday. We, our crew chief Greg Zipadelli thought the Home Depot product was pretty good yesterday, but I felt like we needed to be better. So we just kept working on it and sat down after happy hour was over and discussed some changes. So, we're pretty aggressive today on our changes. So I think it's going to make it a lot better.
Now, your fans would love to see you clinch today. A lot of your heroes like A.J. Foyt would love to see you clinch today. But looking at Phoenix and Homestead combined, you've won 3 times. Which track do you have more confidence?
To be honest, you would think I'd be more confident here. I mean, I've won in the Winston Cup car, a midget, and a Silver Crown car here, and I've run second in Indy cars and Super Modifieds. But the way we've run at Homestead the last 3 years, I mean, we've just been really, really good there. So, if these changes work out good today, I think we'll have a great day here today. But if not, I'm looking forward to an extremely good weekend next weekend for sure.
Well, he's trying to downplay the championship. I mean, he may have to talk about it, Bill, day's end if his past history comes back here at Phoenix.
Absolutely, Matt. Now, Mark Martin left Rockingham 87 behind Stewart in the championship standings, but in post-race inspection, his left front spring was found to be illegal. Martin was fined 25 driver points, Jack Roush 25 owner points, and crew chief Ben Leslie $5,000 because the left front spring did not have the minimum requirement of 4.5 coils. It was approximately 1/8 of a coil short. That's the area we have taped on this similar but not identical spring, approximately 1 inch in length. The 25-point penalty dropped Mark 112 behind Stewart. Roush Racing has 10 days to appeal. They have hinted about legal action. Jack Roush declined an NBC invitation to discuss the penalty. But in the garage on Friday, crew chief Ben Leslie told me he was shocked when NASCAR said the spring was illegal. It was purchased from an authorized vendor and bought from an approved manufacturer that the team has used many times in the past.
You check the first 15, 20, 50 of their product, and then, you know, if everything checks out without any type of glitches, you just assume that everything is okay. They had a defect in their line, and a run of springs come off that ended up being short. Unfortunately, we ended up getting 2 of them. One of them got in the car, and the biggest thing is it was just an oversight. You know, the responsibility still falls back on our shoulders. We should check everything that we put in the car.
Fans might think, since you're running for a championship, you're obviously looking for everything that will give you an advantage, and this might be determined in that thing.
Well, that would be true in one sense. The other side is NASCAR's been awful strict as far as taking points, so we're not going to risk anything to take points. For there to be any advantage whatsoever, it would have to be 6 or 8 inches short. It'd have to be a half a coil to 3/4 of a whole coil short to be any performance advantage. And even then, you know, it's marginal, especially at a place like Rockingham.
And for NASCAR, the competitors and the fans, that's the tough part. Interpreting the intent, then enforcing the rules. In this case, being consistent was more important than being compassionate. You must feel awful.
Yeah, it's a huge disappointment. You know, we was kind of hoping that they would look at it on an individual basis, seeing how it was kind of a manufacturer's defect. It wasn't a performance advantage or a manipulation of the spring to gain a performance advantage. But it's another thing if you're trying to just be as conservative as possible, and you miss something, and you get an infraction imposed on you.
And now for Mark Martin's side of things. Mark, we just heard from your crew chief, Ben Leslie, and obviously this has been very devastating for your guys. Can you bring them back from this, Mark?
Well, I really don't know. You know, we're pretty far back, but we've experienced a series of bad races. It's always possible. I know one thing. I've given it everything that I had this year, and will never stop doing that as long as I race. And I can't do any more than that.
The 25 points will hurt. Can you still win this championship, Mark, with 2 races left?
It's my contention that if we're lucky enough to win this thing, or lucky enough to get within 25, that we'll win it. I think that we need to be, you know, very fortunate to be realistic about it. And so, you know, maybe this is the last 2 weeks, or the weeks for the Viagra Taurus, and maybe it's not someone else's 2 weeks.
Well, there's no better time to recover than Phoenix. He is excellent here in his last 10 races, Bill. 6 times he's finished first or second.
Thank you, Marty. In 1990, Mark Martin and Roush Racing were fined 46 points for an unapproved carburetor spacer plate. Mark finished second in the championship standings that year to Dale Earnhardt by 26 points. In 1999, Greg Biffle and Roush Racing were fined 120 points for an unapproved manifold in the Craftsman Truck Series. Biffle finished second that season in the standings by 8 points. Last week, it looked like Mark Martin was going back to victory lane at the Rock, but the 6 car finished second to a perfect 10. It's been a strange season for Johnny Benson. In May, a hard crash in the Busch race at Richmond left him with rib cage injuries that kept him out of the next 3 races. Then, just a month after getting back in the car, Benson slammed the wall at Daytona and suffered additional rib cage injuries. He missed the next 2 races. But in the last month, Benson's season has taken a new turn. At Martinsville, he battled his way through the field and nearly chased down Kurt Busch for the victory. Then last Sunday, he came to Rockingham, still looking for his first Winston Cup win.
One final charge off the last corner. Johnny Benson is a NASCAR Winston Cup winner. Johnny Benson in his 226th Winston Cup start. Victory number 1.
First thing he just thought was, finally.
What took you so long?
Man, I kind of hoping they don't ask me how long it's going to take for the second one. That first one took forever, but I'm real happy. I mean, Valvoline guys obviously extremely happy. All the pit crew, just everybody done a fabulous job.
It will always say Johnny Benson, Winston Cup winner now whenever they refer to him.
Well, I mean, that's pretty cool, but it's a team that did it, not just me. I mean, it's a Valvoline team that won that race, not Johnny Benson. So it's just a cool deal. Like I say, I mean, I understand how everybody feels about it. I hated it took as long as it did. Maybe the second one won't come near as long.
Have you thought back to the days at Bahar? You brought that up last week, the days at Roush, and finally your days now?
Well, we've been so close so many times, you know, with Bahari, with Roush Racing, of course, even with the 10 team here at Valvoline. And
it's just so hard. I mean, it's so competitive, and we always felt that we could win the race, and finally we've been able to put it all together and hopefully get a couple more.
Can you get one today?
We sure hope so. I mean, we were decent in happy hour, not quite as good as what you want to be. Of course, James Ince, man, I'll tell you what, he's so good at not guessing by any means, but making changes before the race. And last week was a great example. 38th quick on the sheet, takes and changes everything. And he says, I think it'll be okay. And I told him I'll let him know, and it was good. So the changes are made today. Who knows? We might be there at the end.
All right, well, congratulations. They're starting driver introductions. You head over there. Good luck today.
All right, thank you.
Johnny Benson coming off the win last week at Rockingham. Still ahead as the countdown continues live from Phoenix. We'll have plenty of stuff, including Dave discovering garage reaction to the Mark Martin penalty. And next, the Golden Benny is awarded, but will the winner accept?